Hey everybody, welcome back to today's talk on Eat Happy. My name's Heidi. For those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, I want to welcome you and remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. Love to hear your feedback. And today we're going to talk about a question that's come up a ton recently in different coachings that I've been doing, and also in a leadership training that I executed. And the question is, what comes first, discipline or confidence? I'd love to hear your feedback about this. And I'm going to give you my take. So first, I think one of the biggest questions you have to be able to answer for yourself is, why are you doing what you're doing? There needs to be purpose and intention behind your work, whether you're a freelance artist, whether you're some type of business entrepreneur, even being a mom. What are some of the things that you're doing with your kids? There's purpose behind that, right? And your why may change over time, but the most important piece is that it really needs to come from somewhere deep. So I'm not talking about a why that's just about making extra money. When people give me that answer, I look at them and I say, you could do anything to earn extra money. You could go, waitress or bartend a couple nights a week, or you could pick up an extra shift. Perhaps there's the ability to work some per diem hours. Like, there's so many answers to making a few extra dollars. That's really typically not why people do what they do. There's usually something more behind it. So 2.5 years ago, when I became an entrepreneur, my why was really about putting time back into my life, because I just felt like I was stretched absolutely too thin to be effective in anything that I was doing, or at least emotionally effective as well, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but I was working 40, 50, 60 hours sometimes a week. I'm a mom of 3 girls, which a lot of you already know. And plus I have my own self-care and things to do, where we've got a large group of friends and family that we love to spend time with. And it just felt like it was like that movie Groundhog Day. All right. So I wanted to put time back into my day. And so then I had to figure out how I was actually going to do that. So how many of you guys actually have a plan in place that you can follow to achieve what it is you're looking for? And just remember, the harder the why, the bigger the try. So I encourage people to also share their why with other people. It's sort of like the whole weight loss mentality with regard to accountability. If you, go to a program where people are recording your weight, tracking your progress, a lot of times that makes the difference for people. And so it's the same thing here. When you're owning your own business, be public about your goals. It's important for you and for the types of people you're looking to attract to your business. Okay, so once you've established your why and you've written it down, I want you to read it every single day. Again, we talk about, daily routines, daily regimens to breed success. Well, keeping what you're working towards at the front of your mind is one of the best ways to do that. So you want to reread this why statement, and then also visualize yourself getting there. It's such a powerful tool when you really sit and meditate and visualize yourself achieving what it is you're looking to achieve. So then I want you to think about your net worth. So this was also really ingrained into my why statement, both when I started and as it's sort of evolved over time. And I can remember for years and years, whichever type of job or career I was working within. Like I was that employee that, got really good performance reviews. And sometimes those came with, an increase in pay or something. But I can guarantee you, regardless of how much of an income changer that made, one of the things that always followed with a stellar review was more work. Right? So it's like the better worker you are, the more the company trusts you and sort of expects more from you, right? So finally, I realized I'm great with working hard. I have no problem doing that, except that I want to then be rewarded for everything that I'm going to put into whatever career, whatever job, whatever type of business I choose to be involved in. So if I wanted to work harder, I could make more money. And if I wanted to scale back and maybe take some vacation time and spend time with my family, that was fine too. It was always about me having a choice in the entire journey. So then the next question I had to answer was exactly what is it going to take out of my day, out of my energy and my being to achieve what it was I was looking to achieve. So a lot of people will present to me with an income goal, right? I was having a conversation the other day and the woman said to me, my goal is to make $10,000 a month. And I said, okay, great. Mathematically speaking, what is it going to take you to earn $10,000 a month? There was a little bit of hesitation and a guess that it would be about 200 clients. 200 clients regularly buying into her business model every single month. Now, that's a pretty steep number, especially for someone who's new in their business. Because then my next question is, okay, now how do we get you those 200 people? Because how many referrals is it going to take you to actually get an identified client or customer or whatever you use the word that fits your business? But we know there's always a system in place. For instance, for me, it's about, for every 10 people who contact me for services, right? I'm kind of looking for 2 people that I want to work with really closely, right? I have a system in place where I don't need a large volume of people, but I know out of every 10, if I can choose to, and then I've got 8 other clients or potential clients for the future months, right? So I just kind of put them on the back burner, assess the right time for me to start working with them. But I just continue to feed the funnel that way. And really focus on giving, quality, concentrated skills and support to people. Think about it from a time perspective. How easy is it to manage 200 people versus 2 people, right? Because again, my initial why was to put time back into my day, not to feel stressed and burdened by having to hit a really high, number of people to ultimately earn the income that I'm looking to earn. Okay. So know the math behind your system. And then, so how do you find, those 10 people? What are the duplicatable activities that you can do day in and day out to feed your system? Well, here's where the discipline comes in for me, okay? Because a lot of times people initially start working with me because they're not sure. They don't have the confidence, but they're demonstrating to me that they're coachable and they're willing to put the time and effort in, right? So pursuing your dreams really is about being able to commit to 1 or 2 years of solid, business building activities so that you ultimately achieve that level where you can then spend the rest of your life in that sort of ideal way where, the majority of people never achieve that, right? So for me, I am totally comfortable delaying gratification because I work within a system that guarantees me, mathematically speaking, the income that I know that I need. Okay, so so what are those duplicatable activities, and are you willing to commit to them on a consistent basis? So when I'm working with people, and this is part of how I create the filter, right? I'm finding the 20% of people that are willing to consistently commit on a daily basis to business building activities that are going to show the growth that they're looking for, right? So if I ask somebody, how coachable are you? And of course they tell me that they're entirely coachable. And then I get into some of the more specific questions around, okay, so what if I asked you to every day to reread your goal statement, to reread your why statement? Like, are you willing to do that? And a lot of them look at me like, I guess, but I don't understand how that's going to generate the income that I need. And that's because there are result producing activities that directly impact income, and there are some that indirectly impact income. And I'm telling you right now, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, 80% of this is all mental. And if you are not feeding those indirect activities, which creates the mindset, which helps you maintain the 80% emotional strength that you need to move forward, then it's not going to work. It's absolutely not going to work. And so what happens is the people who commit to these daily activities, what I start to see is all of a sudden their discipline is creating confidence, because as they're doing things on a daily basis consistently, okay, they notice that all of a sudden they're feeling more competent in what they're doing, right? And then all of a sudden I see, new people. I'm going to give Max, right? Max is a great example of this. All of a sudden I hear, somebody comes up and asks me a question, and I happen to have been talking to Max at the time, and he said, oh, would you mind? Can I tell this person how to do this? And I'm like, absolutely. And what a great reward that is for me, because it makes me feel like I coached this person for a couple of months, and now they're off and running. And it's because he was disciplined enough and stayed consistent with the most important activities that I sort of prioritized for him. And now he's seeing that growth in his business. So I guess I've given you my answer to what I think comes first, the discipline or the confidence. But I'm really interested to hear, because I know that there are other examples that exist for people. So make sure to comment below and share those different examples with me. And next time we meet, we are going to do a talk around the mathematics of supporting a solid six-figure income for entrepreneurs. So be sure to stay tuned for that next video. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of this gorgeous day. Take care.